There comes a moment in every marriage when something changes, sometimes softly, almost imperceptibly, and other times like the ground splitting open beneath you. For me, that moment arrived on a completely ordinary Tuesday evening. My wife, Emily, moved around the kitchen in a silk robe I had bought her years ago, the very same robe she once wore when she'd wrap her arms around me and press a kiss to my neck for no reason at all. But now, her movements felt practiced, deliberate. Her smile seemed borrowed, and for months, I had felt an invisible wall rising between us, as if she was slipping through a door I wasn't meant to notice. That night, she finally asked the question she had been dodging, the one I had been waiting for. "Why don't you touch me anymore?" she asked, her voice soft but carrying a sharp edge, like my distance was an annoyance. She crossed her arms, feigning hurt, pretending ignorance. I watched her, reading through the performance she had likely rehearsed in front of the bathroom mirror. She expected me to collapse, apologize, blame stress at work, promise to reconnect, but she didn't know that I had already discovered the truth. Messages, deleted calls, hotel receipts. She thought she had covered her tracks. I just looked at her for a long moment. She shifted under my gaze, uneasy. She wasn't used to my silence. The reality was that the night I stopped touching her wasn't random. It happened when I saw a message pop up on her phone while she was in the shower. A man's name, a heart emoji, a hotel address, sent as casually as an invitation to dinner. My stomach sank, my throat tightened, but I didn't react. I didn't confront her immediately. I took screenshots. I connected the dots. I watched her move through the house as if everything were normal. With every lie she told, every false smile, a part of me quietly withered. So when she asked again, this time sharper, "Why don't you touch me?" a small, calm smile formed on my lips. It wasn't mockery. It wasn't anger. It was finality. Confusion flickered across her face instantly. She had expected guilt, tears, excuses, something that would let her manipulate the situation. But this time, I wasn't playing along. I drew in a slow breath, leaned back against the counter, and held her gaze. "Because you gave yourself away," I said quietly. Her face went pale. Her jaw tightened. Her eyes widened, blinking rapidly as if sheer will could erase what I had just said. She froze, her entire body stiff, unprepared for this revelation. "What?" she stammered, forcing a nervous laugh. "What are you talking about?" Her voice wavered. It wasn't fear of losing me. No, it was a fear that I finally understood. She stepped forward, the robe sliding slightly off one shoulder, the shoulder she once leaned on me with. "Honey, you're not making sense," she whispered, but the certainty was gone. Her breath came faster. Her fingers trembled. The walls of her lies had finally collapsed. I didn't shout. I didn't accuse. I walked past her, opened the fridge drawer, and set her phone on the counter. The lock screen lit up with a name I already knew, Mark. Her eyes shot to the screen, panic flashing across her features. She grabbed it instantly, clutching it to her chest. "Why are you going through my stuff?" she snapped, trying to shift the blame. I tilted my head. "I didn't go through anything. Your phone was connected to the car Bluetooth. Every time he messaged you, his name appeared on the dashboard." That truth hung in the air, undeniable. She swallowed hard. The tension in the room thickened, almost tangible. She tried to speak again, her voice shaky. "He's just a colleague. He's going through a hard time. I'm only helping him." Excuses piled on excuses, lies stacked atop lies, each more fragile than the last. I didn't interrupt. I let the silence grow heavy, letting her words hang uselessly in the air. When she finally realized I wasn't buying any of it, her voice faltered. "Nothing happened," she whispered, tears welling in her eyes. But even in her panic, she couldn't meet my gaze. I reached into my pocket and placed a folded piece of paper on the counter. A hotel receipt. Her name. His name. The same room. The same night. She had said she was at a team meeting. Her knees buckled, her hands shut to her mouth, and her body trembled violently. For the first time, she looked like someone who understood the weight of her choices, not because she felt remorse, but because she had been caught. Guilt crashed over her like a wave she couldn't escape. She slumped into a chair, shaking and sobbing. "Please, it was only once. I didn't mean for it to happen," she pleaded, her voice breaking. I stood there across from her, unnervingly calm. There was no triumph in this moment, no sense of revenge, only a strange, quiet closure. Emily, I said softly, I stopped being yours the moment I realized you weren't mine anymore, not in heart, not in body. You gave yourself away long before I ever walked away. Her sobs intensified, her face ghostly pale, her hands trembling as if she had suddenly caught a chill in the dead of summer. She reached out desperately, grabbing at my hands, my arms, my shirt, as though touch alone could undo the betrayal. We can fix this, she cried. We can go to therapy. We can start over. Please, don't leave. But the truth she couldn't grasp was simple. I had already left the moment she chose another man over the vows she had promised me. I gently withdrew my hands and stepped back. I loved you, I said quietly, but I won't fight for someone who isn't mine anymore. I slipped on my jacket and moved toward the door, pausing just long enough to glance back at the woman I once imagined growing old with. Her face was streaked with tears, her world crumbling around her. And when the door closed behind me, the house sank into silence, a silence that mirrored the love she had discarded, oblivious to the magnitude of what she had lost.